Movies.
I'm actually going for we have every color as well.
Hi everyone, it's almost 12 o'clock now. Welcome to this year's WinterMeet 2025 Blot. It wasn't anything that was planned, but again, as you know me, I can't be here without having Blot. Some of you have been here before. That's trying to participate in this, and you pretty much know what's going to happen. Start from last time. Last night I posted a picture in the WinterMeet chat, which is a purification sauce. That's actually found in the old texts. So the group back home that I'm part of, we adopted that chart last year, and of course it's something that I want to bring to this place as well. Seeing that the time that we're here right now, the world being as it is. So, some of you already know it. For some of you, it's a new one. The words are Kommi der sen komma vilja, veri der sen vera vilja, vari der sen vara vilja, which roughly translated is all those who want to be here, you're welcome. All of you who want to stay, please stay. All of you that do not want to be here, leave. Those three lines when we chant are pretty easy said. Then the last line is Merum minum ad meiner lausu, which roughly translates to and if you leave, do not harm me, or what will I care for. I'm gonna be beating the drum to it, so we all know the cadence. But I'll try just to show you now how it's gonna sound, and then I think we'll practice maybe one or two, maybe three times. If you don't know the words, it's okay. During the blot, if you want to take pictures, and especially for this, have the words in front of you, it's quite alright. Yeah, like I said, pictures and videos, you're more than welcome. And then share it back home. A few more ground rules. In this circle, when we close it, look is not allowed in here. So do not think of him or call upon him at any point. Because Loki, being the trickster that he is, he might help you, but he might kill your child or house or something like that. So he does not work for free. That's why it's not allowed. That is the main rule. So I'll try and sing this purification song. I just need to drum very slowly so you can also hear the words. So close, then we'll try and make a circle that fits. So if you're ready, say it very slowly from the top. Validem sem parabilia, mer optimum ab meiner Lausum. Der sem parabilia, validem sem parabilia, validem sem parabilia, mer optimum ab meiner Lausum. That sounds pretty good. So if everyone is ready, you may now form up in a circle. And once we do that, the circle is full. Quite good. Right, for those of you who hasn't been here, the first toast is the toast for the season. The second toast is the toast for the gods. I have 4 gods. When I'm done, I'm going to be pouring 4 gods. And a toast afterwards. And then the third toasting round. Normally the horn will be passed around, but in my experience, there's nothing to say. So what I'm going to do different this year is I have a story with the story the new spot, the creation story, which is also quite big. Spring and everything is waking up, everything is being reborn. So I'm going to be reading that story, and afterwards, if anyone wants something, has something to say, maybe the gods have touched you with anything, you can then raise your hand, you then pass the horn down to you, then you sit at the table. Once you are done, you finish with the word hit, and then all of us say hit, then you drink, and if you don't drink, you can pour a little on the ground, fine, all right. It's a waste of good meat, but in one way or the other, the God will take the essence of it. They will appreciate that sacrifice. So, let's get protected, and let's get on our way. So, idem sem mabilia, idem sem meravilia, idem sem perfect timing. As always. Full circle. Sanne, kan jeg invitere dig igen her? Ja, vi vil godt gøre det bare en her. Normally, I also tell people that it's not because Sanne is a woman, it's a woman's job or anything like that, but the pouring of the meat in the horn is something that also being toned down is being because women in Norse mythology and in the Acer communities is a better conduit to the gods. Women simply have a better connection. In order to be sure that sacrifice reaches the gods. So right. Now the calling of the gods. We always have 4 gods with us. One placed in the north, the south, the east, and the west. It always has to be 2 male and 2 female deities to create balance. Balance is important. Balance is everything. So the gods this time, along with being, of course, male and female, are also fertility gods. In the text that I'm reading later, they will be mentioned and a little bit about what they stand for. Do not be worried now because I'm going to be shouting. Some of you may feel something, and if you feel anything during here, it's also in this circle okay to cry. Okay to laugh, if it's because you feel something funny. But hopefully the words that are coming from me today touches something in you, and you make it your own. What I'm telling you is my view on things. You can interpret it the way that you want to, mold it to what you need it to. That's the main thing about these groups. It's about you connecting with the gods, doing something, feeling something, and then working with it afterwards. Let's try and see if we can get lucky and some might gaze on it. Right. First toast. First toast again is about spring and my perception of spring being a Norse pagan. I apologize in advance if it sounds that I'm just reading, and I am. It's easier back home to just say what I think, but now with having thoughts, translate to English, and then making it sound somewhat understandable. I spent 4 hours last weekend getting this one done. Like I said, I'm going to be talking about my view as a North pagan about spring. About last year for 4 days, I'm again going to be telling you the meaning of the egg, seen from my perspective, not just only as a North pagan, but also in many religions, because the egg does not have that big of a how can I say it, connection with Norse mythology, but there are still some parallels that I'm going to be trying to get worded out. But spring, of Nordic mythology, carries a rich symbolism of renewal, transformation, and the eternal battle between light and darkness. The Nordic world is steeped in cycles of seasons where spring represents not just the rebirth of nature, but also the revival of hope after the cold and darkness of winter. In Norse myth, the arrival of spring can be seen as a metaphor for the victory of the gods over the forces of chaos. The shift from winter to spring mirrors the ongoing battle between the light gods, such as Baldur, the god of beauty, love, and happiness, and the forces of darkness represented by figures like Hel and the cold giants. The return of the sun in spring is also closely tied to the journey of the goddess Sula, who drives her chariot of the sun across the sky. Her struggle against the wolf Sør, who chases her across the heavens, is symbolic of the cyclical nature of seasons. As spring breaks forth, it can be seen as a moment of hope, where the light of Sula slowly gains the upper hand against the darkness, bringing warmth and light to the world once more. The Norse is also believed in the concept of Yggdrasil, the world tree which connects all 9 realms, just as Yggdrasil, the essence of existence, with the changes of life and death. Spring is a time of growth, renewal, and the flourishing of life, as the tree's branches sway and stretch to the sky, welcoming new growth. In many ways, the arrival of spring in Nordic mythology speaks to the resilience of life itself. Even in the harshest of winters, the gods and nature cycles always bring forth new beginnings, a reminder that after every period of darkness, there's a time for light, growth, and rebirth. So to sum it up, the essence of spring in Nordic myth is both a celebration and a reminder. Nature and life are in constant flux, but renewal always follows the darkness, no matter how long it may seem to last. The changing seasons reflect the eternal dance between light and darkness, life and death, renewal and decay. The arrival of spring can be seen as a powerful moment in the mythic cycle, marked by the gods' influence over nature's rebirth. One of the most vivid symbols of spring's arrival, like mentioned before, is Baldur, the god of beauty, love, and rebirth. Baldur's death is one of the central tragedies in Norse myth, bringing about a long, harsh winter. His eventual return in the wake of Ragnarok symbolizes the return of light and life after devastation. In this sense, spring can be seen as an early herald of Baldur's resurrection. After the cold and darkness of winter, the warmth of spring is a reminder that life, like the sun, always returns. Freya, the goddess of fertility, love, and abundance, is another key figure linked to the season of spring. Freya's domain is not just one of love, but of vitality that nourishes the earth. As the earth awakens in spring, Freya's gift of fertility becomes evident. She is often associated with the blooming of flowers, the growth of crops, and the renewal of life in all its forms. Her influence over the natural world is a constant reminder that the gods are not distant from humanity. They are directly involved in the cycles of life. Then there's Thor, the mighty god of thunder and protector of mankind. While Thor is often seen in a more combative light, his role in Nordic mythology also ties into the changing seasons. As storms become more frequent in the transition from winter to spring, Thor's thunderous presence marks a time of change, sometimes violent, sometimes necessary for growth. The rumbling of his hammer, Mjolnir, could be seen as an echo of the spring storms that shake the earth, clearing away the last remnants of winter and preparing the way for new growth. The mythic tree Yggdrasil, like mentioned before, is another key element when thinking about spring and winter. Yggdrasil connects all the 9 worlds and is a symbol of the interconnectedness of life. Spring can be seen as a manifestation of this interconnectedness as life begins to flow through all realms once more. Just as Yggdrasil branches stretches into the sky, so too does the earth stretch towards the warmth and light of the sun, bringing forth new growth and vitality. Skadi, the goddess of winter and hunting, also plays a role in transition to spring. She's a figure tied to the cold, harsh aspects of nature, and her presence in the myth reflects the lingering remnants of winter. Yet, even Skadi's harshness is part of the balance. As spring arrives, her influence fades, making way for the warmth and abundance that Freya, Baldur, and the other gods represent. The seasonal shift from Skadi's winter to Freya's spring is a reminder that balance between opposing forces is essential to the ongoing cycles of life. Spring isn't just a simple passing of one season to another. It's a time when the gods themselves influence the earth, ensuring that life returns after the cold darkness and hardship of winter. It is a season, again, of renewal, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, the God will, like the sun, return and bring warmth, life, and hope. Hitting me the rock crack now. The egg, symbol of fertility, carries deep meaning across various cultures, including in the context of Nordic mythology and broader European traditions. In many ancient belief systems, the egg is seen as a powerful symbol of creation, birth,
and the potential for new life. Its association with fertility stems from its shape and its function. An egg holds the promise of life within it, and from it comes new growth and renewal. In Nordic mythology, the egg symbolism can be linked to the idea of the word tree. Just as the tree contains all the potential of new life, tree, like I said, represents the interconnectedness of things. When its roots, trunk, and branches supporting the growth and development of the world, it distance mirrors creation things that are central to the cosmic cycle of life, death, birth, and loss. Furthermore, the egg's connection to Freya makes it a natural symbol of strength and renewal. As Freya sees the earth approaching growth and prosperity and renewal of life, the egg becomes a tangible representation of these statements. Eggs are often associated with the blossoming of new life, whether in the form of animals, plants, or even ideas. In this way, the egg represents the hidden potential within nature that is ready to emerge from the warmth of spring, when the warmth of spring awakens the earth. The egg's role as a symbol of fertility also connects to the broader archetype of the cosmic egg found in various mythologies. Many ancient creation stories feature a cosmic egg from which the world or the first gods were born. In Norse myth, while not explicitly a cosmic egg, the concept of potential life being contained within something so small and seemingly ordinary is echoed in the myths of creation from chaos. The cosmic egg, in these terms, represent the starting point from which all life emerges. New beginning, full of promise and transformation. Thus, the egg, as a symbol of fertility, embodies the cyclical nature of life and death, the promise of rebirth, and the beginning of new things. It reminds us that even in periods of darkness or stillness, like winter, there's always the potential for new life to emerge and flourish. Just as springs bring forth new growth and vitality after the cold, barren months, the egg represents hope, possibility, and the continual renewal of the natural world. And because of that, every year, with this sacrifice of the eggs, we hope for a soon to return spring with warmth and joy for us all. Helt dig for lad der komme snart. Bring alt det med dig, som altid bringer. Lad os vågne på den her mørke, kolde vinter. Og lad os håbe, at Suna snart informerer Max. Tak til dig, Suna. God tur hen over himlen. Tak til dig, Marnie, for at have været her. Det er din kraft. Det er din tid til at hvile. After the first toast, it's normal in my blue field that we do a reading from Havamal. Havamal is, I won't say that it's like the 10 Commandments, but it's 162 verses that passed down to mankind. It's ways to live by. I think that's the closest term I can use for it. So I sat down with Havamal back home and I clicked my fingers through. And I stopped at stanza 52. And I'm going to read it in Old Norse first, then I'm going to read it in English. And I was surprised in it because COVID had touched me in this way. He wanted me to stop at this stanza. Seeing again that we as BV Queens, Villanettes, or Hannah Guardians, we had this special connection. You're always welcome at one's houses. There's always food on the plate. There's always a good time. And I think when I read this that you will understand why Odin wanted me to stop at this stanza. In Old Norse is Mikiv et skalamani jefa, of kaupir ser I liv dolof, med halfum kleif, og med hølo keri, fik ik mere falaga. Not great things alone must one give another. Praise oft is earned for naught. With half a loaf and a tilted bowl, I have found me many a friend. Next, I'll be going around and thanking the gods for being here today, and finish with thanking the little ones for us again being able to be at this amazing location in Rundetune, and them allowing us again with this fine weather today, mild weather and pretty snow. Tak vel. Så du er lidt fordi det er din tid, der er kommet nu. at sørge for, at alle hjemme kommer frem. Jeg håber, vi I'm going to be reading now Sikri Formal, stanza 3 and 4. It's the closest thing that we in North mythology comes to a prayer. Hail dagen, helia dagsinje, hail not og nift. Oregum augum, lifit og garfini, og gifit syvjundum stiger. Helia Asia, helia Asilius, hail Shah in fjolden var fold. Mal og vandring. Gifit og meum vejen, og legnisjender medan. Before I read my story, I brought from home with me rain that I found in London, hoping that I'm going to be taking it. And I'm going to be passing out some rain to you. In this rain, put your wishes, your thoughts, what's come to you. Go home, start this, or at some point up here, very slow, there's fire, sacrifice, the fire, and that will bring your wishes, your thoughts, your prayers, will be carried to the God. Hopefully, during the coming year, those things you ask the Lord for will come true. And I hope that if the Lord chooses to grant what you ask for, that you afterwards thank them. It doesn't have to be much. Pour a beer out for them, serve a meal. Everything goes. Because again, the gods do not work for free. And if you take advantage of them, they will retaliate at some point. But hopefully, when you take this, put in what you want for the last year, or what you want for this year. Tend to it like you would tend your plants at home. And hopefully, this will grow up and do something. the day, I brought my runes with me. If anybody wants or has questions for the gods, can come to me. We can then draw the rune from the sack. You hand the rune to me. I look the rune up and I tell you the meaning of the rune. Okay, you had some good experiences with it.
Yes.
Right. The creation story from Norse mythology. My own take on it. So it's not as long, which is maybe a little good because it's a little cold outside. But I see how it all begins and how it all ends. In the middle of the world, I see the ash tree Yggdrasil. Everything exists in it and hides between the trees, branches and leaves. However, once there was only darkness, and darkness and nothing. Earth and sky did not exist. There were no green valleys, no warm winds, no cool waves. However, the darkness began to stir. It opened up across nothing and became the bottomless abyss. From the cold Niflheim, which was filled with ice and snow, cold rivers flowed into the abyss, where they turned into mist and large blocks of ice. And Muspelheim, a flaming wall of light, casts its rays over all that was. Embers and sparks from Muspelheim flew into the center of the world. The warm air and the air grew warm and still. Out of the dripping water was born a little being called Ida. He was the first guy. The first slept. In his armpit, the giant says, the giant is born. These 2 feet were a charge with each other. This is how Lydia became part of giants. They were fertile. They had many children. The heat caused all ice to melt, and the cow, Audhumla, was born. From her udder flowed 4 streams of milk that Ymir and his giants could live on. Audhumla licked the salt and wetness of the ice, and her warm tongue made it melt. A luminous being appeared. He was Ur, born that way. And Ur had a son. He married one of the giant's daughters. Together they had 3 sons, Odin, Ygg, and Big. The 3 gods grew and gained more and more power. They wanted to rule the world. And so they decided to kill Ymir. They crushed his back with heavy blocks of ice. The blood flowed so that the great abyss was filled up, and almost all the giants drowned. Only 2 saved themselves in a boat, which they made from Ymir's torn head. And in this way, there continued to be giants in the world. And there was always strife between them and the gods. Therefore, the fear of revenge lurks behind every action. The gods lifted Ymir's dead body and threw it into Yggdrasil, where it floated on the blood. Thus they created the earth. building. This way, the lush center of the earth. Inside the fence, they put large trees, which were the help of again. They threw his bones around. This is a great mountain. But far away, the iron forest. But many giants, they all took the forms of wolves. They caught the sparks and threw them into the sky. Shot like dim signs. But a few sparks were so big. Julia's brain gathered like heavy clouds on the earth in eerie darkness. To get light, Odin and his brothers saw two of the biggest sparks from each planet. They sent them up into the sky, each of their chariots, and named light and darkness, day and night, morning and noon, evening and dusk. Sun and moon were pursued by the giantess wolf cubs, who will one day devour them. Therefore, they ran so quickly across the sky. It gave fearful foreboding. When the sun's warm rays stirred the sand of the earth, the first grass began to grow. The gods and the formed heavenly abode, but often visited Midgard. One day when they were walking along the road, they found two dogs lying at the water's edge. They admired their chick and decided to kill them. Odin stroked the logs. They were giving a home in Midgard, where the god protected them, and from them all mankind fled. The gods built the bridge of the heavenly abode down to Midgard, which they called Bifrost. It was a mighty rainbow. Those two beautiful things the gods let humans see. But in creation, is also the beginning of the end of everything. One day, Ragnarok will clear the world, because in the first battle between gods and giants, all wars are ended. That concludes this year's Blot. It was a little different than the Blot that we used to have. But I thought it would be fun. I'm going to send the horn around. I've decided to do that anyway. And if you have anything to say, just say it. And then pass the horn around. To say. We can say it every year. I love this community. I love what we have together. other in, and we take care of each other. So, thank you to all my BV brothers, to all my twin sisters. Thank you for coming here this year. Thank you for listening to me being a sentimental twat. But it's all love. It comes from the love of all of you. So, my last words are gonna be thank you. You are the reason that I'm here and that I'm doing what I'm doing.
I just want to thank all of you for being you.
I just want to say that I'm very, very grateful to everyone that is here and to this community that we have together.
Heal.
I'd like to thank all the people who always have my back. And a special thank you to my sisters, my ladies. No matter the sisterhood, we have a sisterhood. Og så specielt tak til jer, for altid at være med ven. Uanset.
Selvfølgelig.
Hild!
Thank you for everything. Already been a couple of times been over here. First time I've spoken. First time here in the winter. Fucking awesome this location. And I like to meet even more each time I come over.
I'm going to say thank you to everybody who's allowed me to be part of this family. Because it's very special to me. And I'll make sure I've got every one of your backs, always. 100%. So thank you.
Second time here, second time emotional. Thank you for the support.
Heal.
First time here. Thank the gods for all my brothers, everything I have, and forgive me for what I've done.
Thanks for having us again. It's been an awesome trip, as it always is. Thank you guys for helping me out when I made a request. And I'm going to ask them again this year. Family.
Heal.
Thanks for Jesper for organizing this.
Heal. 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 Heal.
So it's my second time coming to these meets. Last year when we did this, I didn't say anything. I'm a bit hot.
Heal. Heal. Heal.
I must thank Idun for feeding us. We keep our bellies full and our plates loaded. It's important with food, not just spiritualism. Must have food to survive. And I want to thank Balder for keeping me so young and beautiful. Cheers! Heal.
Heal.
Right, everyone. This concludes this year's Blot. The circle is now open. So fuck off. Go inside and get warm.